Rarity and Spike, the finale by Flip Flop Brothers, Part 2. Rain began to pour from the sky as Spike started back into the forest. His heart still ached with guilt from his decision to let Rarity, the only pony he would ever love, free to save her father. More than just that, his friends would forever hate him for his choice, no matter how noble his intention. The dragon figure would be just better if he stayed in his room for the rest of his life, severing contact with the outside world and the one he covered about. He accepted his fate that he would live the rest of his days as this monster, forever alone in his shredded room. And as he thought these things to himself, the castle's knickknacks and enchanted items felt to fail to press and shroud him as they laid lazily in the main hall, sighing and staring at the vast ceiling. What were they to do? Spike had let Rarity go, so there was no point in any more doing housework, and even work in general. It was sad that last year would repeat itself until they rusted and rotted away, but at the same time, he couldn't be mad at Spike. He was just doing what he thought was right. In the end, he would have done the same thing.
This sucks,
Sighed Piggy Stick as he hung upside down at the table's edge.
there's nothing to do again. If there was, I miss the most about rarities as he at least gave us something to do.
Twycrock shrugged in agreement. Now Spike just wants to go all cave dragons like before.
But at least he's not mean anymore.
But for how long, fluttered Pinch? Twycrock gasped. Remember the first time? It was only 3 weeks before he started lashing out and jumping on the walls and, defecating everywhere. I refused to go back to cleaning dragon droppings. I did it once when he was an infant, and I won't do it again! I don't think we have to worry about it anymore this time, said Taker Jack. He doesn't know it, but he finally got the closure, even if it's not the type I wanted.
What do you mean?
Well, thank God I finally got to go on state with Rarity. That's all he ever wanted. I mean, sure, he wanted her to live back, and we all know she does. But he got his chance to finally feel what it was like to down with her, to dance with her, to really, and I mean really feel what it's like to be on a date with her. May not have anything like Spike hoped. I think we all know that that was just one thought away from kissing him. But y'all, that's just my opinion. Well, Twycrock began to shake, trying to think of something to take back to Randall Tiger. Guess you're right. So, what are we all supposed to do now?
Anybody want to play Go Fist for the next 20 or so years?
Well, I wouldn't mind playing D&D for all of eternity. Kill that drake! Kill that drake! Kill that drake! The mob of ponies shouted. Blue Blood and company all stood at the very edge of the Evergreen Forest. The eeriness and spookiness of the woods halting their progress. Few of the stallions and Horde gulped a little at the opposing forest, shivering a little as they started to have second thoughts. One pony for the crowd said, So, does any pony actually know where there's a castle in the Everfree? Yeah, that sounds like something we should have noticed, another pony said. I've never even been in the Everfree. Will all you shut up for a minute? The Blue Blood demanded. I have the mirror right here. I'll simply demand that it tells us where the castle is. Kind of distraught, he pulled out the mirror he had taken for Rarity a little earlier. Mirror, mirror in my hoof, show us where the dragon is and make it snappy. Mirror's screen began to swirl a little as he saw the picture of the castle. Well, that's hard to get a help. Stupid thing must be broken. I want the directions, not a picture. Whatever. Luckily, as a prince, I have an expert sense of direction. Sire, you got lost in the food court at the mall. That was when I was a child, consort. Yes, but I'm also referring to the incident 2 months ago as well. Well, just shut up, you geezer, the prince mumbled as he headed to the forest. The mob of ponies cautiously following the prince. None of them probably had much faith in the prince's sense of direction, but it was probably better than their own. After all, not many who entered the Everfree Forest came back to tell the tale. Now, if I was a castle, where would I go? He is not serious, is he? Asked Feather Duster. Hansot, you have to say something. He is going to get us all lost. What do you suppose I see, The advisor mumbled back. He's going off the deep end. He's not going to listen to reason until he gets what he wants. The sooner we find this castle and get this all done, the sooner we can go home. I can't believe you're just going to let him do this, huffed the maid. It's sad how you just let him walk all over you. Was the 11th goddess, lower backbone? Councillor didn't respond to her this time. Walking by her side, head down and silent. Pathetic! Oh, Blueblood said. I think I found it. Behold, the terrifying castle of the dragon. Sir? Shut up. Now we need to think of a way to break into it. I'm thinking we use these forces to burn a hole into it. Sir, or we could take a more direct approach. Sire, this is not a castle, Councillor finally said. It's a wooden hut! What are you talking about? Wondered the prince. What do you mean a hut is a chorus tree hut? This is a strange building in the middle of a magical forest. Obviously, it's where the dragon is. You can be so stupid sometimes, you know that? The young prince gave a huff as he turned to the mob. All right, ponies, take whatever you can find, but remember, the drake is mine. Kill the drake! The mob of ponies screamed as they went into the tree hut, breaking down the wooden door of its hinges, sending it flying across the room. Stallions and mares alike howled at barbaric animals as they frantically smashed and crushed anything they could get their hose on. Now, where is that dragon? Bloodblood said aloud as he flipped over a pot. What are you ponies doing in my home? A very angry mare roared as he came from the other room. She had her mane and body wrapped in pink frilly towels, and she was very damp and bubbly, probably because she was in the middle of a bath before her home was invaded. I do not care the reason. Just go, go, go! Dear Lord, what the heck is that thing? Baffled the prince. It's like some sort of weird penguin pony. Beware, beware! Leave before my anger flares, growled the zebra. Can I not even have a soak without being disturbed by you pony folk? Oh, like I'm afraid of some dude in a bathrobe, spat the prince. Do your worst. Sakura's brow crested as her eyes started to glow up green. Magic sparkled from her irises as her body levitated from the spot. Her child whisked away in the turbulence he created. The zebra strained to magic blast all the ponies out of the hut and back into the forest. The mob of ponies screamed in the air, those without wings failing helplessly as they landed in the trees and bushes, while the bases tried their best to regain control of themselves. When the dust cleared, they were miles on the outskirts of town and deep within the evergreen forest. Well, that was a rather rude pony thingy, Blueblood mumbled to himself, picking himself up and pressing himself off. Hansel, make a note to lynch that pony when we get back. Very well, sire. Just let me find my notepad. I think I may have lost it in the blast of that zebra's magic. Although, I can hardly blame her. It was technically a home invasion. Who cares? I'm the future king of this country. I'll have a hind and then have a body deported to whatever backwards nations he came from as a message of my total dominance. Now we need to go and find that castle. Sir, I really advise against all of that. Who cares what you think? Frowned Blueblood. You're just here to carry my schedule, do all the stuff I don't want to do. We're going to the castle, and that's final. Yeah. Strange words for the prince. It made his ears twitch. He looked at the old stallion who had defied him, saying in one word he never thought he heard say to him, at least in this context. Excuse me, he said coldly. I think I must misheard you. I could have sworn you just defied me, but there's no way you could be that stupid. No, Blueblood. Consort started, trying to muster whatever courage he could find. I can't sit on the sidelines and let you do this anymore. Everything else you've done in the past 2 weeks, I've had to go behind your back and fix for playing to fix. I've written dozens of policy letters and paid off several ponies to overlook your stupidity. But I won't enable you any longer. You're going to abandon this mad dream of kingship and accept the fact your aunt chose kingdoms over you. It doesn't mean she doesn't love you any less. But please, sire, let's go home. Anya struck as the prince looked at his longtime adviser stood there, shaking and breathing in the heavy rain that started to pour. Bloodblood slowly began to approach the consort, staring at a dagger-like glare at the cold stallion. It looked like he was about to kill him for speaking out. The prince was surprisingly calm. Anger in mind, but seeing the bite, said to him, "Then leave, you old fool. You will not stand my way to greatness." "Sire, I love you like a son, but don't do this." "I'm the sole wielder of the elements of harmony," he snapped. "I alone defeated Nightmare Moon in Discord." "How the hell did that happen in this universe? I don't think we care anymore." "Two of our history's greatest villains. I am of the royal bloodline, and I will not be denied my greatness. You and anyone else who doesn't want to follow me into battle can go crawl back into your holes, live with the guilt and the shame that you fled your future king in this hour, that you didn't defend your own homes, and that you didn't help me rid this world of this evil." Prince Redblood turned around to the rest of the pony mob, below listening uncomfortably to this argument. "That goes for you as well. Are you ponies or are you rots? Any pony that's not with its horseshoes can leave. I only want the best of the best to walk by my side to prominence." Few murmurs were heard from the mob, but no pony dared to flee after that speech, feared of being called a coward. Besides, they still had to protect their homes from the dragon. When not for Blue Blood, they followed deeper into the forest in search of the enchanted castle, leaving Consort Feather Duster alone in the mud and rain. You that's the seductive," smiled Feather Duster. "I condemned him to death is what I did," muttered Consort, slipping into my tears. "I don't think any pony should understand. I raised that boy from a foal. When others wish death upon him, I think the opposite. I try my best, but this is my ultimate feeling." "I failed him, Feather Duster. I couldn't save him from himself."
I am so bored.
Grunted Pinky Stick, lying the floor in the mean hall.
Does anybody want to play I Spy?
"For the last time, no!" Twycrock mumbled. "I swear, can somebody please think of another game for us to play?" The rest of the clock's friends said nothing. They were all too depressed to do anything. Senior were falling back into their old habits once again, lying on the floor doing nothing, barely finding any will and energy to stay awake. "Ah, bother." Take a check yawned. "It's not like it'll do much. Best to just live and let live, I reckon." Poor Miss Stifled.
I'm so sad. I don't want to be your best forever.
"You don't think there's any chance that Rainbow Cup got Rarity and the Fist to come back?" Twycock shook her head. "Doubt it, but stranger things have happened. Like a stupid curse that turns ponies into castleware."
Or a giant mob heading towards the castle.
"Exactly, Pinky Stick. That's another example."
No, I need this giant mob of ponies heading towards the castle. I think your brother's in there taking a check.
Who? They all got up their lazy flanks, or equivalent one, and hopped towards the castle's window. There, they all saw an approaching horde of Ponyville ponies marching at the middle gate, shouting, "Kill the Drake!" over and over again as the biggest stallion kicked down the metal gates. "My holy freaking horse apples!" Twilight Quick screamed.
It's fairs!
"Mouse Alicia,
What are we going to do?
we fight back!" They all turned around. "For the bench?"
I always knew this day would come.
she said, walking ominously towards the kitchen.
If there's a fight you want, there's a fight you'll get.
Pinky Stick stared very uncomfortably at the spot.
You flutters? Very.
The Hillfrost said.
Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be a bench for the rest of my life. I see Angel Bunny and Mr. Beaverton and all my other animal friends again. Rainbow Cup has never let us down before. We're not going to let her down. Now come on, everybody. I have a plan.
And this night, say goodbye as we slowly approach the climax. But now our story will reach its better end.
Final sing-alongs. It's the end unless we're all wrong, so say your drink.
Alright, everybody. Bluebird announced as his mom circled the castle's door. I'm almost certain that this is the right castle. The mom nodded in agreement. This definitely looked like a castle the dragon would hide in. However, everybody knew that there would be only one way to find out, and that'd be to go inside. A hesitant idea for most of them, for it was one thing to barge to a treehouse hut, another to barge into a dark stone castle in the middle of a lightning storm. Nobody noticed as he gave a little huff. Well, what are you goat bellies waiting for? Don't you want to protect your town? Now don't forget, you have the sole wielder of the elements of harmony as your fearless leader. Now charge! They did just that. The pony mob let out a thunderous scream as they ran past the door of the castle as if it were construction paper. Pitchforks and torches and hooves, they roamed the main hall's steady caution. He had no idea what sort of tricks this castle had in store for them. The housing was well placed. But standing in the middle of the floor was a single candlestick and a black powder pistol. What an odd combination lying on the floor, one of the ponies said, poking it with his hand in a shuffle. What do you think it is?
A distraction.
Pony looked towards the rather serious voice, but what he expected a pony, and perhaps a dragon, he found nothing but a sore Nick Cax. Firebend stood up from her hind legs, with a sinister smile on her cussed face as he announced,
Attack! If you want to, that is.
And the funny thing about castles is that they're usually quite big, with many tall rooms and dark cellars. These are just breeding grounds for wonderful creatures such as bats and rats, as well as spiders and frogs. And any critter that could appreciate a good dark horror found a home in the castle. The Flutterbents, still fireside in spirit, befriended each and every one of them, finding fruit or cheese or flies and giving them rides when they were tired of walking. In any case, every creature that lived in that castle were friends of the Silent Bents, which made her enemies their enemies. Bat slipped down from the ceiling in a screeching frenzy of fangs as they attacked the scratched ponies from above, getting into ponies' manes and faces. The fat rats that appeared from the cracks and holes in the wall of the castle, scary to the fray with snarling teeth and twisting whiskers. Spiders descended down from the webs and enthralled ponies in a weak web of stickiness and arachnophobia. The ponies didn't know what to do, so they acted on instinct, screaming and thrashing the bats with their torches to keep them at bay, only to let them open to a rat attack. Those who sought to swam off would find themselves hopelessly overpowered by the critters' sheer numbers. Even the unicorns found themselves in a bind, unable to cast their larger spells in fear of hurting their fellow ponies. They tried simple fireball spells and magical spells, but the spiders would quickly crawl into their faces and block their vision. It was a losing battle. Fight harder, you cowards! Fliplight ordered as he disintegrated a small platoon of roaming rats, while stepping on a spire. They're just past. Let's keep pushing forward. Get into formation. Pony's duty was right. It started fighting harder. They began butting up with torchbearers. One pony swatting the ground while the others swung their torches in the air. Firebend's army began stirring back as the ponies started to form in a close formation of fire and steel. That's it now. Keep pushing forward. Uh-oh. Gulp Toy Clock. It's not working. They're getting up the stairs. What are we going to do? Asked Tinker Jack.
Don't worry, I have a backup plan.
Fitz said.
I'll be when we come up to this. We have to wake him up so early. But we have no choice.
Firebends?
Mr. Cloud, we're going to need some assistance.
Mr. Cloud? Who's that? We'll find out in a few moments as a large window behind them shattered and a dark, hulking figure came crashing through the landing in front of the ponies. Steady debris of glass and stone was one of the most terrifying creatures the ever free forest had ever produced. 4 times the size of the biggest pony, with laser-like teeth, wings of a bat, the demonic head of a dog, a body of a bull, talons of a falcon, and was made completely of stone. Dum, bum, 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 dum, da, da, dum. Mr. Cloud was our gargoyle, and a rather grumpy one, considering his rather early awakening. Thunder's best his friends were in shock. Since when does this castle have a fucking gargoyle?
He's been living on the roof longer than we've been here. He usually sleeps 20 hours a day. Doesn't like to be bothered, but I told him that this was very important.
The pony army was petrified by his hollow eyes as his shrieked warning cried out. The critters from earlier quickly fled from the path of cloud and horror as it made a slow face towards the mob. Hello! Cried Thunderlight as he flapped away, crying as Jesse's made his escape. Ah, that's not that thing! Yup! Turtled Big Macintosh as he too turned tail and ran away. One by one, the ponies all came to realize Dace's death. Finding the gargoyle was a fool's battle and made their retreat. All of them ran away. All but one. You think you could take me, roared the headstrong Blue Blood. An oversized pebble like you could never hope to defeat what? Mr. Cloud had gotten rather bored with Chris's ramblings, and smacked himself across the room with a formidable force. So forceful, in fact, that Blue Blood broke through the wall he smashed into. Stood so hard that he continuously to fly uncontrollably through the wall, to break through yet another wall. The stronghold for getting hit through two walls was dire. It wasn't for the royal blood pumping through his veins and ancestry of Valicorns, he would have perished. Instead, he lay limply on the ground, clinging to the last bit of consciousness he had. In a fit of groans, he tried to get up, but couldn't feel any of his legs. He had one choice. Last of his magical reserves, he performed a rejuvenation spell on himself. Took every last drop of his magic, but he was able to heal the body, enough to get back up. It would be a while before he could even cast the spell again, but that didn't matter. He did have all the elements at his disposal. Note to self, kill that rocket thing on my way out, he muttered. Now to find out the rocket. What do you want? Oh, cheese and crackers, there you are, the prince gasped. Now Pony realized that the gargoyle hit Blueblood so hard he was knocked into the west wing. Spike sat next to the window, staring at the faint reflection it gave him. He looked sad as he turned to see who had intruded him. Didn't seem to care that it was Prince Blueblood. He just went back to the blue window and stayed looking depressed. Leave me alone, the dragon said. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you, monster? Blueblood barked down. Well, you can beg all you want, because there's no way I'm letting you live, not after all you've done to me. Drake sighed. What did I do to you? You caused me not to become king. Really, I did that. I haven't left this castle in over a year. And trust me, if I did go outside, I've better things to do to ruin your life. Lilbud sneered. You don't think you could talk your way out of this. I'm going to slay you, and then everybody will see I'm the leader they deserve, that they need, if you say so. And furthermore, I will show every pony that I'm the most powerful pony in the world. That's great, but I really don't care. And I'll prove to them that I'm not gay. Oh, for good. Spike pause. Wait, what? You heard me, Blueblood said. I know everybody talks behind my back. They say that I'm some sort of cult cuddler and should come out of the closet already. But I'm not gay. I like males. Oh, sure, I mistake a stallion for a male every now and again, but who hasn't? I'm sure you've done that right. Gay! Spike looked bewildered as he slowly shook his head. Oh, well, look at you, Mr. Perfect, grunted the prince. But it won't matter. I'm going to destroy you and prove to everybody that I'm straight. I thought this was to be king. That too, sort of a double wilding, like what happened at Sugar Camp. Why did I say that? You shut up, dragon. Stop putting gay thoughts to my head. Sure, it was the best summer of my entire life, but it meant nothing. That's what I keep telling them. I'm a prince, so I have to keep standing. I have to be the most stallion of stallions. The prince was left breathless as Spike stared at him. Do you know what I think, Blue Blood? Not really, but for conversation's sake, speak. I think you're gay. You're gay! Listen to me, moron, said the dragon. From what you said. No! Listen to me! Blueblood interrupted. I don't care what you think. You're going to die anyways, he said. ripping off his frontal tuxedo necktie and blouse piece. Underneath were the 6 sparkling jewels that represented the elements of harmony. The young stallion smirked as he stared down the uncaring dragon. I am the sole wielder of the elements of harmony, and your time is up. Now die. I I don't like this. Right here, it's a apostrophe R-E. That's supposed to be a Y-O-U-R. Worst fanfic ever! Okay, I kid. Post steps forward began to concentrate. And unless the full wrath of the Equestria's most powerful weapon at its beast, it finally proved to all that he was the best, that he deserved to be king, and he wasn't gay! However, there was a slight problem. The elements did nothing. Prince Blueblood was confused, tapping on the magical dormant crystals. Come on! I command you to look! Why aren't these stupid things working? Because you're not the true bearer of those elements. A obviously familiar voice chuckled. When a shower stiggling appeared, purple stained face curled up into a yellow-toothed smile. You never were, and you never will be, you overgrown idiot! Diggling, what are you doing here? Spike scowled. I came to watch the finale. You have less than 40 minutes before midnight, and I don't want to miss a thing. Plus, if I miss watching Blue Blood, realizing he's not wielding the elements of harmony, I would simply die. What are you talking about? Of course I am. I'm Prince Blueblood, sole wielder of the... No, you're Prince Blueblood. The stallion that thinks he's the element wielder. Laughed the bell hung pony. Your past conquests and endeavors are no more than a false memory I created for you. Impossible. Not at all, Tingling said. All part of my spell. A spell that's actually simple in nature, but quite effective. Even I do not possess the power to change the past and history. But memory charms are quite simple to cast. What I can do is cast it on a global scale, wiping the memories of every pony on the continent and rewriting it, reshaping it into something else. You think you're the wielder of the elements, Blue Blood, but you never were. I don't believe you, the prince snarled. I'm Prince Blueblood, the greatest of the royal line. It was I that took down Nightmare Moon and thwarted Discord. Dingling laughed. Get it through your thick head, kid. Nothing more than a character in a much greater story. Turn his attention to Spike. And you, Spike the Dragon. Can't lie and say I'm not a little disappointed in you. I really thought you were different. I thought you would fight for Rarity. Don't you even dare say her name, you monster, the dragon screamed. I had no choice. I love her with all my heart. That's why I let her go. Even if it meant being miserable like this for the rest of my life. There was a looming quietness as the three of them stood there in a room. Mental ticking of their eternal clocks grew closer to the final moments of that contract. In our midst, the spell would become permanent, and Spike would never become the traitor of Rarity's affection. The hulky purple drake looked like once more had fallen to the icy rainbow, to share a tear for Rarity. Rarity was such a wonderful mare. She would find happiness with something else, and hopefully forget about him. Rarity, I love you.
I love you too.
His heart skipped a beat. He must have misheard a voice, a delusion of growing depression. It was too pure to be a voice in his head. Spike slowly turned around. There she was, standing at the door, shivering in the cold, but she was still there. Rarity's eyes met Spike's as he stared towards him. You came back.
Of course I did, Spike. She smiled. You're in trouble. I have to make you sure you are all right.
But what about your father?
He's too stubborn to die. Besides, the world wouldn't be as interesting without him.
And not unbearable.
I need to check upon you. There are a few things I didn't get the chance to say before I left.
Spike took a step forward. Yes, Rarity?
She said, leaning up towards the dragon's face, once again finding herself getting lost in those deep green eyes. I never said to thank you for everything. And did I?
She bit her tongue. Knew it was time to confess.
I love you.
They both spoke at the same time, and their lips finally met. After all this time, they shared a true kiss. Spike's heart was beginning to feel sensation. It was going to stop.
His bones got twisty and his muscles grew tense. Was this the feeling of love? If it was, then it would be the feeling he would never forget. As he parted from Rarity's snow-white lips and looked into Sapphire's eyes, he felt another thing. Well, Spike is a male, and he did kiss her. Ow, sorry, I deserve that. Magic started to overtake him as he was slowly lifted in the air. Magical swirls of silver and gold engulfed him as he began to glow. In the other room, the same thing was happening to all his friends. One by one, Tankerjack, Flutterbents, Twyclock, Pinky Stick, and even Rainbow Cup, who once again stowed away in Rarity's saddlebag, began to hover and glow. Within moments, it was over. A flash overtook the kingdom of Equestria. It's like a great awakening, and everyone began to remember what had been forgotten. The apples remembered he had a sister. The sparkles remembered he had a daughter. Everything in a blink of an eye had been like it was before the contract. Twilight and her friends were dropped from the air, falling to the ground with a thud. Ow! Twilight groaned, rubbing her head with her hose. Wait a minute. Head? Hose? Girls! She did it! Rarity broke the spell! We're ponies again! Sweet, hey, slaves to the cornfield! Applejack cheered, kicking the tanker cups he had been for way too long with her powerful legs. Rarity pulled through us! Yes! Rainbow screamed, bolting straight through the window, shattering glass as he did several gleeful twirls in the air. I can fly again! I'm not a stupid teacup anymore! My life once again has meaning! It was true. After such a terrible year, they were all pony again. However, as the light faded from Spike, those in the room noticed something strange. Spike landed back on his 2 feet, opened his eyes and looked at his dragon claws. Wait a minute. This isn't right. Spike worried, feeling his scales to see it was just a dream. Why am I still a dragon? The contract signed said I would become beautiful. Spiky, Randy cooed as he wrapped her hose around him. You're beautiful just the way you are, and I'm sorry it took me so long to realize that. Do you forgive me for what I put you through? Of course. Spike wept, hugging her back and giving her another kiss. I could never stay mad at you. Wait! Bluebird frowned, interrupting what could have been a special moment. What on earth am I doing here? And why do I have the elements of harmony? Oh no, Auntie would have my heart if she thinks I stole these from her. I need to get back to Consort now. He began calling out for his service. Consort, where are you? Lost that fool, never around when I need him. Oh dear, I left him in the Everfree Forest. Now how will I get home? Oh, see, you guys can pinpoint where I got this from. What Disney movie I got this from? Oh, Robert! I have a dirty hoof. I have a feeling none of you recognize that Robin Hood reference. There was loud crashing in the kitchen, and sound of tiny being smashed, as Rainbow began laughing maniacally. Yes! Die, Tika, die! She howled as her laughter being followed by more China staring. Applejack's voice was heard as well. Rainbow, I know you're happy and all, but you really have to break every dish and cup in the kitchen. You're making a mess. You don't have power over me anymore. Hey! What's with you throw those things? Dang blast, Rainbow, that one almost hit me. I won't miss this time! Rainbow snickered. This is for making me sleep in a cupboard! Two punks began to argue in the kitchen, creating quite a ruckus. In the end, it didn't matter. Spike and Rarity were finally together. Love conquering all. Sid! When you get proud of filling me on what happened over the last year? Spike chuckled to himself. I'll tell you later. But trust me, it's a great story. And let's wrap this up. Epilogue. A few days down the road, it was late afternoon in Ponyville, and every pony in town was headed towards the same place. Carousel Boutique. A grand party was being held there in honor of Spike and Rarity's newly found relationship. Of course, the safe return of the Elements of Harmony and the rightful bearers. Ponies were laughing, drinks and food were served, several stories were exchanged as Rarity took another sip of her drink. Seeing Twilight sitting by the table as he asked, Okay, so why don't you mean one more time? Because I still don't think I fully understand. Rarity says he leaned over the order of drinks. So you guys were stuck in that castle as kitchen bears for a whole year? And then some, muttered her friend. I never wanted to go through something like that again. I can imagine. Still, at least it's over for now. Tell me about it. After all this mayhem, I think I'm going to take a nice long vacation. I heard Saudi Arabia is nice this time of year. Do you mind looking after your new drag friend for me? Rarity blushed at least a bit at that. Wasn't used to calling it that, though every time she hurt, she got butterflies in her stomach. Wonderful revelation. Yes, I suppose you could spend a few weeks here, or, or what? Well, I mean, you know what, let's not worry about it. Nightmare said, quickly grabbing her drink from the walking water and taking a drink. Let's forget I said anything. Barry, what are you thinking about? Twice smirked. Not having any unlaid thoughts about the situation, are you? No! Barry stammered. I'm just thinking that maybe while you're on vacation, maybe Spike and I could go on a trip of our own. I'm sure he's exhausted with all that's happened, and we just have a little rest now, don't you think? Twice smiles cheered Rarity's glass. Agreed. Just still wearing 2 ounces of your extracurricular activities. Tasty, you're going to make me get a glass. Toy was about to continue when she was interrupted.
Excuse me.
A trembling voice moaned from behind them. Twilight and Rarity turned around to see Princess Celestia and Prince Blueblood approaching them, while Stubby Prince's head was staring down at the floor. Looked like he really didn't want to be here. Princess Celestia! Twilight gasped, immediately bowing her head. We didn't expect you to be coming. I'm afraid I'm just here for a few minutes, smiled the Sun Princess. And I came by because my nephew has something very important to say to you. She looked down towards Blueblood and gave him a few nudges. Isn't that right?
Yes, Salty. He groaned, barely looking up from the floor. Miss Reality, I just want to say he gagged a little, like he was about to throw up. I saw. His voice started to trail off.
Cousin Celestia frowned and gave him another nudge.
I'm sorry,
he finally printed out. For Celestia hummed, expecting Blueblood to continue his apology.
For trying to throw your father into a mental ward.
And
for locking you in the basement.
And
for not being difficult around you.
And
Auntie, please, I said I was sorry.
Prince whined.
What more do you want from me?
You're forgetting the most important thing, she said. Something along the lines of you rallying a horde of ponies to kill our Drake friend?
All right, whatever Auntie says, well.
Celestia gave Blueblood a much harder nudge this time.
Alt, I'm sorry I tried to kill your dragon friend. Can we please go home now? I'm starting to get lightheaded from all this apologizing.
Princess smiled. Yes, you can. I hope you girls have a nice party. And Rarity, I wish you could spike all the happiness in the world. Thank you, Princess, smiled Rarity. But all I need is my spiky wacky.
Celestia was about to say something, but Blueblood kept tugging her mane. Alty, let's go.
Then go wait in the curtains. Coloring books are in there, Celestia grumbled. There's a few other things I need to deal with before leaving here. She gave her goodbyes and started to head down towards the kitchen. Blueblood started to wander out of the room. Well, that was rather strange, Twilight wondered. Anyways, where were you thinking of taking Spike on your little vacation? I hear the hot springs up north are nice. Maybe, she said. Well, I'm going to talk to Spike about this. Maybe we'll find a place we can both agree on.
I don't know where,
a deep, loving voice said, sneaking up on the man and covering up his eyes with claws.
Those hot springs sound fantastic. It'd be a perfect excuse for another 7-hour bubble bath.
Hello there, darling, Rarity smugly replied. Spinning around, giving the dragon a quick kiss on the cheek. I think you heard what we were talking about?
A little. But can we talk about it later? So, Twilight, do you mind if I go on this vacation with Rarity?
Twilight nodded. The way I see it, you're not exactly a baby dragon anymore. So from now on, unless it's really important, you can pretty much do whatever you want. Just please tell me what you're doing before you do it.
No problem, Twilight.
Good, smiled the purple unicorn as she got up from her seat and started heading towards the door. Now I head to home and start packing for my trip. You two lovebirds try to keep it PG rated, alright? She rolled her eyes as they waved goodbye to Twilight. Spike and Rarity needed to plan their vacation anyways.
So, I was thinking of booking a train for 3 days now. Maybe no time to pack for it. Of course, start gathering funds so we can go shopping.
Oh, and you really want to check out this one restaurant here. It's the great spin salad on the planet. That sounds like a wonderful idea. Wait, who said that? Rarity wondered, looking around the table. She didn't see anyone besides Spike, who was equally confused as to what's going on. But then she looked back in front of her, She saw all the ponies giggling sitting across from her. She squeaked, "What are you doing here?" "Oh, me," chuckled the strange stallion, taking a sip from the strange liquid. "Well, last we met, all of you guys ran out of the castle so fast, never got a chance to have you thank me." Spike and Rarity looked puzzled. "Excuse me?" they both said at once. "You heard me. I went through all that trouble to make you two love each other. To get so much as a thank you dingling from either of you? It was rather rude, to be completely honest." Spike snarled. "Rude? You know what was rude? Putting us all through that for no good reason." "No good reason?" Dingling gasped. "I had a good reason. What do you think I am? Some sort of crazy pony?" They nodded. "You two suck. Think about it. If I had done what I did, would you have ever fallen in love with each other? Your dragon needed to learn you shouldn't have to change in order to please somebody else. If they can't love you for worth, then it's not worth it. And you, Miss Rarity, you need to learn that true love sees the heart. It shouldn't matter if someone's a little different or a dragon. If you love them, then love them. Seriously, you two have been dancing around the safe for so long, I'm surprised you didn't intervene sooner." But how? My methods may seem a little unorthodox, and maybe borderline sociopathic. But in the end, can't argue with my results, now can ya? Spike and Rarity wanted to argue back, see something that hadn't already been said. But what Bell's-headed pony said made too little sense. As cruel as he may have been, he had created a rather bizarre scenario in which they could finally say they loved each other. Perhaps that was the push they needed. They decided to just nod and thank Tinkling for what he did, even though they still felt a little strange doing it. "Thank you, I guess." "You're very welcome," smiled Tinkling. "Now, if you excuse me, I have far more mischief to create, and more lies the better." He got up from the table and went up to the door. "Fare thee well, and have a nice life." He disappeared beyond the door and started walking down the road. Most ponies didn't pay him mind. They sensed a pony here or there, but that was even worth a quick glance. Now to find more ponies to help. Ding-a-ling! A rather angry voice boomed from behind him. Turned around, smile dropping when he saw a disgruntled Celestia marching towards him. The strange pony gulped as he stopped in his tracks. "Princess Celestia! What an honor!" Ding-a-ling. The princess frowned. "You have explained, did you?" "I just came back from talking to Applejack and Rainbow Dash. They said you turned them into a teacup and a Tiger glass. Is this true?" Ding-a-ling was sweating bands. With no other option in sight, he turned tail and ran for it. Celestia went right after him as well. "Don't think you could outrun me. You and I are going to have a little talk, mister. I didn't have a choice," Ding-a-ling sounded. "Not my fault they walked in on transformation. I panicked and just did the first thing that popped in my head. We've been through this before. You can't change ponies into things without consulting me first." "That was our agreement, you bell-headed fool. If it was for your value of magic, I would have contained you centuries ago." The two ran out of town and into the wide plains of Equestria. Celestia would catch him and punish him accordingly. He wouldn't have to learn anything, he'd probably do it again. But as long as he didn't do anything too evil and continued to show positive outcomes with his magic, he allowed him free into the world, finding ponies with problems and helping them with a special brand of magic. Even as he ran for his life, the princess couldn't help but smile as he wondered, now, who should I help out next? The end. Wait a second. What? This is a Disney princess story. Are you forgetting the most important thing? Oh yeah, in order to do a proper close out at the end, we need to do a finale choir. Everybody! Song as old as time. Wonderful as he can be, Betty and friends, there's someone he bends. Beauty and the Beast. And but closes on stained glass window, and we're done. Review time. It's Beauty and the Beast. I love it. It's one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Well, not my personal favorite. It's pretty dang close to the top five. Right up there with it gets. Of course, my top five also has Hercules, Lion King, and Frozen as my favorite traditional animated movies. In Frozen as my favorite Disney movies, but still, I love it. And this fic,
does a really, really good job of illustrating why I love it. It does something right that some other fics that do this the same way fail to. While it does hit on similar beats of the animated movie, and it does this by fixing the characters and making them play out in their normal roles. Blue Blood is altered just enough so he doesn't come off as Gaston on a one-to-one basis, and characters like, say, Consort are written in such a way that they're not just, LaFleur with a brand new coat of paint. They feel and move like their own individual characters, and in turn, this makes the story better, as now we can actually see them as characters and as actors. And I think this also helps thanks to Thingling, who though he doesn't show up much, is a fun side character. Actually, all the characters have been fun. I love the interpretation that Magnum's bat insane, and I love the interpretation of that Blue Blood is gay but can't say it. And I love the lines and the riffs and the way we had different interpretations of different scenes. While a lot of the scenes still play out like the book in the movie, they are done in a way that feel very pony-like. So, what else can I really say about this fact that I wouldn't just be saying about the movie and why I love the movie? Well, nothing much other than just talk about why I love Beauty and the Beast. It's a very cherished movie for me. It's the first Disney movie I remember watching in the theaters, with my mom, alone in those theaters, laughing. It was one of the first musicals that I remember most of the words to, that I took time to learn, to sing, and it was one of the first movies I started replaying and playing again and again in my head. It means something to me. It was a great way to introduce me to stories and fairy tales in the Disney world. It's kind of why I love seeing Beast in Kingdom Hearts, because this movie is an icon to me. It's something that sticks with you, and it's why I love it so much. Well, one down fast is more to go. We need to really move on to oh, hi Rainbow. What brings you here? I'm a little bit peeved. Do you know what happened to me throughout this entire story? Uh, I was mothered. I was babied. I was put in embarrassing situation after embarrassing situation. Well, near the end, oh no, I'm not done yet. I haven't had a decent role since in almost a year since the show started. Well, that's silly. I mean, you were spires and magic. I, along with everybody else, had my dignity stolen because I was beaten up by the Gary Stew. Oh yeah, that's true. That because sucked. And let's not forget, last year was also when you did Starfleet's magic. Yeah, you know I barely do anything in those stories. You and everybody else. And then, oh, did I remind you? Sonic became my boyfriend. Oh yeah, that fit kind of sucked too. I barely ever done anything awesome, had any good roles, or got to show off anything. While you even gave Fluttershy her best fic ever. Oh yeah, that's kind of true. But what about Duelist of the Odd Crown? Didn't you? I was an opponent, a rival, and nothing more. I think it's time I had something good for once. You're right. You should. How about we do Love Marriage at Scootaloo? Wait, what? One of your earliest fics on the site? Well, yeah, I mean,
The show's ending soon, and we need to do it. At least once. I mean, I doubt anybody else is going to read Equestria's Mirage Fight versus 1 and 2, or any of my other stuff, and it'd be kind of fun to do. You know, and yeah, but I was a complete sap in that story. Yeah, but you were very heroic, and you have some cool bits. And nobody's a great comedy, too. But what about the review portion? You're right. Well, maybe some of the viewers can review in the comments. I'd love to hear go about there about what I've changed so far. After all, they all know that I'm Legend Bringer on the site too, and I can easily bring it up. So that's it. We're doing Love Berries and Skillet next. Oh my word! I didn't expect this. I wasn't expecting another romance story to be portrayed. Oh, this is going to be so wonderful. Oh, finally, I haven't. Well, you know, Dad, I haven't had a main character part either. Well, hey, I can't wait to show up. Uh, the only downside is Love Marries a Scootaloo does not have Trixie in it. It's okay, Trix. We'll get to you sooner or later. Love Marries a Scootaloo's next, guys.